In talking about the seed thing, it made me think about, the Bible says that if you have faith the size of a mustard seed.
Come on.
See, a lot of us don't understand the power in a mustard seed. Do you realize that it's the smallest seed, but it's the one seed that never changes itself to be a part of what you put it in? Anything you put mustard in is going to have the essence of the mustard. See, the mustard seed don't change. You put the mustard in whatever you want to put it in. Mustard barbecue sauce. It's yellow. And it's tangy. You put ketchup and stuff, you get some blending. So the mustard seed holds the power.
Come on.
And the power is not just by being small, but it's that it doesn't give in.
Come on.
So you and I being in the seed phase have to understand we can't give in.
Come on, Jeff.
Look at your neighbor and say, I can't give in.
Can't give in.
See, we put the seed in the ground, and the meat of the seed gives birth to the stem, and so on and so forth. And then, you still can't count on what kind of fruit's going to come out of that tree. You can't identify what type of tree it is until it grows up. Looking at the seed, we don't know what kind of tree it is. Looking at the seed, we don't know how much fruit we're going to get. No one can guarantee the number of fruit pieces that grow on your tree. See, what you think is a juicy yellow fleshed peach, we talked about growing up to be a nectarine. What is your level of faith that when you put the seed in the ground, in 3 years, you're going to receive fruit? See, we got to understand that our unidentified peach seed may spring up one day into a tree, may spring up into several trees actually, and voila, you got an orchard. Just think about it. Look out to your furthest reaches of your imagination and think about a seed 5 years later being an orchard and the amount of fruit that you can bring out of that orchard. Not only fruit for this season, but for seasons to come. And if you do the right thing with the tree will live for years, and the seed will have long been gone. Now here's the cycle of it. Every fruit bears seed. Every fruit bears seed. As a matter of fact, one of the identifying characteristics of fruit is that it bears seed. So, again, look at your neighbor and say, I'm a seed.
I'm a seed.
No, say it like you mean something. I'm a seed. I'm proud to be a seed. Because in verse 10 it says, who dares despise the day of small things? So you see, I'm sitting here in the seed form, waiting to see what God has put in me.
Yes, yes.
You should be thinking the same thing. Yes. We are sitting here in the seed form.
Yes.
And we're waiting to see that our tree is going to give out some fruit.
Yes.
How many of you know that one of you has the golden peach in your lineage? The piece of fruit that's going to start a chain of blessed fruit. See, you got to understand that these guys that do wine and that do juices and all of this kind of thing, they spend their whole lives looking for that one seed that's going to spring forth a generation of seeds and fruit. And that fruit is going to be something that's going to give them a great drink. Think about why we pay so much money for certain wine. It started from the certain vine that came from someone planting years ago. So your granddaddy's granddaddy planted the vineyard. You and I are getting the money for the wine that we're squeezing from the fruit. Somebody's got to understand that in the seed form, you don't have anything to be proud of. Most seeds are not attractive.
Thank you, Jesus.
Most seeds do not command attention. Matter of fact, most people that do anything with seeds chew them up, spit them out. So a seed is not very valuable to most of us. But who dare despise small things? Because Trinity Connections International is in the seed form.
Yes, yes.
And you and I got to stay the course to see what fruit we're about to bear.
Yes, yes.
See, who knows? In 3 years, the seeds that we're planting now may just barely develop into a tree. And then that tree may just barely develop into a fruit-bearing tree. But in that time frame of working, in that time frame of dying to self, in that time frame of giving all that we've got, we've set the stage for just one piece of fruit to be a blessing.
Yes, yes, yes.
So you and I stand on a precipice.
Yes.
We are looking out over the future.
Yes.
And as seeds do, we have to be willing and ready
Come on.
to give all that we got to see the fruit that will come out of us.
Yes, yes.
Some of us have got to be willing to understand that the fruit that comes might not come while I'm here.
Come on.
The fruit that comes may not come while I'm lying around in the seed. The fruit that I am, that I have in me, may not even look like the seed that you see today.
Come on. Come on.
What you got to understand is that before there's a harvest, we got to identify that we as the seeds have some needs.
Yes.
See, some of us need a little extra water.
Yes.
Yes.
Some of us need a little extra fertilizer. And so if we need a little extra fertilizer, that means that you and I, Brother Taylor, we got to hang around with some stinky, messy,
Come on.
nasty
Come on.
stuff.
Come on.
See, sometimes in order for us to get stronger, we got to endure something.
Amen.
We got to endure something. Say dumb.
Done.
Dumb. Sometimes we got to put up with it. Sometimes we got to lay around in it.
Yes, sir. Good for
But we're not going to stay there forever. We're going to take the nutrient that is in the dung and become that tree, that root, that fruit-bearing tree that we always believe.
Yes.
See, who knows what will come in our season of harvest? But I believe that in this seed that's in this room, God has already placed a mighty
Yes, he has.
church.
Yes.
Hallelujah. I believe that each and every one of us, we have a portion of that mighty church waiting in us to be brought forward.
Yes.
See, we got some preachers in here. We got some deacons in here.
Yes.
We got some ministers in here.
Yes.
We got some singers and some dancers. We got some mime people.
Yes.
I don't even know if you call them mimers, but we got some mime people in this place. We got some people who sit around now, walk around with a chest full of spoken word.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Waiting to pull out your pen and write it down.
Yes.
But while we're in the seed form, it's the time that we take to pull all of that out of ourselves.
Yes.
And as we start to tear that outer shell off and let what's inside of us start to spring forward, we got to stay the course. If a peach pit takes 3 years, look around and see if anyone in here is small as a peach pit. Most of us, as old and hard and ornery as we have become, are going to take a little bit longer than a little tiny peach pit to break open and spring forth with some fruit. So believe me when I say that the fruit that will come out of you is worth the pain of breaking you open.
Yes.